Try to give y'all a different view, man. Keep these out here. Come on, man. It's a new year, man. I'm not fooling with y'all this year. That's all I'm gonna say, man. I'm not fooling with y'all this year. That's the kind of view I get, man. Hey! I hit it again. Why does it make you want to get out there and get up, boy? Ooh! Man, let me get on purpose, man. Let's get my headphones on, man. I'm tripping. See, these things work. I got mine on here. Why didn't I get so much feedback, man? Man, you might want to hit that again, man. Why this thing so low? I don't get so much feedback.
Shouldn't have no feedback.
I know I shouldn't have no feedback. That's what I'm saying. I shouldn't have no feedback, but I got feedback.
Man, go ahead and talk, man.
Good evening. This is Joaquin Thompson with the Daily Bread Radio Show. Hey, it is NFL weekend, so if you see me do this, get a producer a step on. I mean, he's trying to get in the feel of play, and I know we got a couple of cameras going. We got see, y'all ain't know nothing about that. I'm gonna let that marinate with y'all for a little while. We got our for rent sign out. Y'all take a look at that because we got to get that on the video. So we got a couple things on. We got camera 1 going. We got camera 2. So we ready. We excited. You know, things are going well. Got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. So you know, first things first. Wanted to make sure we talk about. We'll talk about some personal finance like we always do. Shout out to 2 of the 3. The 2 of the 3. I got 3. Here go 2. I got 3. But here go 2. And shout out to my son and my daughter. I see they on the broadcast. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my wife. I see you, Tanya. Love you, girl. I know she got 2 of them. So here go 1 on Raheem, 1 on mine. But either way, y'all get me because we got 2. Like I said, we got 2 views going. We got 2 cameras going. So tonight we're gonna talk about some real deep stuff. You know, it's 2018. It's time for us to take the gloves off, stop playing with it, and get down to business because one of the things that I'm doing is I'm making sure that I study this craft. Like I was reading some research yesterday, and it was saying that if you're doing internet radio or a podcast, and if you want to know if you're serious or not, then they don't really consider you serious unless you've done between 7 and 10 shows. So I said 7 and 10. Shoot, I said 7 and 10. So I'm like, I'm in a superstar status at this point. This is episode 33, episode 33, and every week it seems like it's my first week, so I get nervous every week. I start thinking about, what if they don't like me? What if nobody don't join? What if nobody? But the good thing about me, I got a built-in audience. I mean, it's 5 of us. So if I'm here, it's 4 more people out in the world. So we got 3 of the 5 on there, and I'll be looking for my other daughter when she get off from work, which should be right about now. She should be tuning in. So if she don't tune in, me and her we'll have a conversation a little later. But got a lot of topics I want to run through tonight. I'm gonna try to get through everything, but I'm gonna apologize in advance. If I don't get through everything, then I'm gonna just leave it for next week, because one of the things that I'm trying to do every week is make the show better than it was the week before and the year before. So one of the things that I need from you all, I really need some candid, heartfelt feedback. Just feedback. Like, am I doing too much? Am I not doing enough? I know some of the feedback that I receive is like, hey, I need to see more things in steps. Can you write it down? Can you put it on the post? But that's what I need. A lot of times we don't like feedback, right? Because sometimes feedback comes across as being criticized or they don't like me or they're a hater or this, that, and other. But the thing about feedback that you always need to keep in mind is this: even if the feedback is not true, even if it's not true, it may have some truth to it. Okay, so listen, that's deep, right? So I told you we're going deep tonight. This is not for the level 1 student. This is for the this is the AP class of personal finance. So we're going deep tonight. Listen to what I'm saying to you. Even if the feedback is not true, there may be some truth to it. So, and what I mean by that is a lot of times when we get in feedback, the feedback is really telling you exactly what you need to do to get to where you're trying to go or achieve what you're trying to achieve. So definitely want to be sensitive to feedback. You want to be cognizant of feedback, and then you want to take it in and make sure that, you know, people understand that you're receptive to feedback. Because one thing about when you get to the point where you can get beyond feedback, and I'm gonna just put the phone number in here. Once you get to the point where you can get past that, then you really open yourself up to be great. And that's really what we all look for. Even if you're not saying great, you really open yourself up to get to the point where you could be better than you are today. And that's what we want to be doing. You want to be improving every day, every way. And each time that you do something, you want to make sure that you improve it. Let me make sure I turn it this way, get you out the screen. But so we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. We're also going to be talking about a couple topics that I wanted to touch on, and the other one has to do with it's a new year. This is a brand new year, and we're doing brand new things, and we really need to be thinking about it's a new year, and it should be a new you. The other thing we're going to talk about the state of currency, the state of money. Part of that is it was just a news story on the day about a lot of businesses are moving to a cashless basis. Are we moving to a cashless society? Another topic that I want to talk about is, do you know how to count? And what I mean by that, I'm going to leave that there for a little while, because I know a lot of people probably had some feedback like, what do you mean, do I know how to count? Yeah, I know how to count, but we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about future thinking. We're also going to talk about what position are you in? And what I mean by what position, and I want you all to be thinking about this as we go through the broadcast. When I say what position are you in, what position are you in? Are you in a position of just being a consumer? So you in a position of just buying goods, spending money, consuming? Are you in a position of being a producer, meaning you own something, you own a business, you provide a service or a product to someone, you're selling it? Or are you trying to get into a position where you are a owner or a banker, where you're controlling what's going on with the consumer and the producer? So what position are you in, and what position would you like to be in? Another question I have for the listening audience is, are you studying? And these are just some of the topics I want to go through. And then the last topic, next to the last topic, I want to talk about that national championship game and some business lessons learned from the national championship game. And the last one is it has to do with this sign right here. And this is something that's been on my mind for about 2 weeks. I picked this sign up. I went out to the store, and when I saw the sign, for some reason, I guess it was the creator, it just popped right into my mind like, hey, that's something that I want to talk about. Renting. Are you renting? Are you renting your life? Or are you living your life like you own your life? Are you renting your life, or are you running your life like you own it? So, yeah, I know that's a good topic, right? And I'm not talking about just, I understand our time in this space, or our time on earth is limited. I get that, it's limited. But what I'm talking about is this. So I'm gonna start at the back and work our way forward. Since we got a nice intimate audience, and we got some people that should be calling in or joining, but we're gonna keep it moving like we always do. When I talk about renting, are you renting your life, or do you own it? When I say for rent, just think about this. If you spend all of your time here, the time that God has given you, the resources that he's provided for you, the life, the gifts, everything that he's given to you, if you constantly just give that away to some other entity, like a job or something else, and you never get to the point where you start building things for yourself that you can own, that you can, when you say own, you can pass down or provide for other family members. If you never get to that point, then you've gone through your whole existence in life with this sign held up saying, hey, I'm for rent. I need a job. Every time that you go out and say, oh, I need a job, oh, I need this, or I need a loan, or I need, but when you get into the position of being an owner and you start owning your life and you start having some ownership over your life, then you're in a position to say, well, today I really want to do this. Or tomorrow, and even if you, and I get it because I still got a 9 to 5, so I'm not, that's one of my pet peeves. I'm not going to be hypocritical. Oh, well, that's no. I'm saying even when you have a 9 to 5, the thing that you should be doing is working on the day when you don't have a 9 to 5. And the reason I say that is this: the best time to prepare for something is when it's not a crisis, right? When everything is calm, everything's going cool. Nothing's majorly going on. That's when you should be preparing for how you're going to react if there is a crisis. What's a crisis? Looking at the news today, Lithonia, Georgia, this is 2017. The number one company in the world, which is who? Walmart, right? Number one company in the world. Billions of dollars in revenue, billions of dollars in profit, stores all over the world. And they have a Sam's Club out in Lithonia, Georgia. Right? These people got up this morning, took their kids to school, made breakfast, got dressed, went through their normal routine, went off to work. And when they got to work, they had the audacity to just put a note on the door and say, the store is closed. So the people like, what you mean? Or is the power out? Mm-hmm. Or are we just, did something come up? Or they like, no, we closing. Final. Like, you laid off, you unemployed. That's how the people found out they was unemployed. So when I say start preparing for that, don't wait till you get to that point. And my heart go out to people, that are affected by that. But at the same time, while we have the opportunity to put them acorns away, go on and start putting a little bit away right now. And I'm not saying that those people didn't do it, but I'm just saying that's an example. Because that can happen to any of us at any time if you totally dependent on somebody else for your welfare. So while times are good, instead of buying another car or some more clothes or jewels or whatever you buy, take a little bit of that money and start easing it to the side. Start putting it to the side. Start investing in stuff that if you need to, you can go back and put your hands on it. You have some liquidity. Because things are going to happen in life, because that's why they call it life. Things are going to happen. So my thing is, don't go through life, and I was going to leave that for the last topic, but it's just been on my heart. I had to put that out at first. Don't be a renter. I mean, that's the bottom line. Don't go through your whole life and be a renter and take all of those gifts, all of those connections, all of those networks that you have, all of the friends, relationships. Don't be a renter. Don't go through your entire life and then don't build something for in case there's an emergency. And when you go through the cycle of life, when it's time for you to transition, you should have something that you can say, hey, I built this little whatever here. And then your kids and your kids' kids have something to step up on, like what I call like a step stool. Don't leave them with nothing. Like they still feet on the ground. Like we got to start from here. No, leave them something that they can step up on and say, okay, he started this, or she started this, or we started this, or they started this. You step up on that box, something that somebody's created, and then you step up and you move up. You don't be in that cycle. So that's the difference between being a renter and an owner. You want to be an owner. Whatever you do, and I know my wife is on their lap, so I'm not going to tell that joke about, are you the owner? But that's the difference between being a renter and an owner. And that's a nice segue in going into my next topic, which is New Year, New You, right? Every year in January, we go through this whole thing about, New Year's resolutions and hey, I'm going to do this year, or I'm going to write some stuff down. But here's the thing. And this is just my personal opinion. Here's the thing for the Daily Bread Radio Show. I believe, this is what I think. I believe every year that when we go into a new year, that we've actually moved into it's almost like moving into a new universe, right? A new dimension. So instead of people saying, I said I was going to stop saying, I'm ready to go to the next level. Because that's so cliche. It's so, passe. It's, everybody's, I'm ready to go to the next level. I'm ready. I think we need to go, again, this is a show about getting deep. I think we need to get deeper than that. I think now it's time for us to go to a higher frequency. Now, I'm going to just let y'all marinate on that. It's time for us to go to a higher frequency. And what do I mean by going to a higher frequency? It's certain things that when you start moving and start doing things differently and start changing and start working harder, being more intentional, dreaming bigger dreams, working a little harder, staying up a little later, getting up a little earlier, you cause a different vibration in the universe, right? You start to stir up something in the universe. And when you say go to a higher frequency, in order for you to hear and be cognizant of certain things, it has to be at a certain frequency in order for you to tune into it. And this is scientific. So certain things are at a certain frequency, and you need an antenna, right? Like the antenna on your car or the antenna in the house. What that's doing when it's standing up, it's picking up radio frequency. But you got to be on that frequency. It's like being on an AM or an FM channel. But even higher than that, you got satellite. So if you don't have satellite service and they're broadcasting something on satellite and you're not on that frequency, you're not going to get it. So what I mean by going to a higher frequency, we got to get off of that frequency where we're down here in that, same old 2017. This is what we did. We're doing, much of the same in 20. I mean, we 11 days into 2018. And someone said to me today, it's like, it seems like we already halfway through the year because she's already starting to do some of the same things that she was doing previously. And this was one of my coworkers. And I was like, but it can seem like that if you're only 11 days in and you haven't made any changes. So now's the time. It's a totally new year. So don't worry about 2017. It's time for you to, make a few things. You don't have to have a long list of things that you're going to change. Change 3 things. Even if it's not 3, change 1. If you change one thing in your life, it could change it could change everything that's going on in your life. Might be your diet, might be exercise, might be more income, might be working harder, might be dreaming bigger. But if you change that one thing and you did it consistently, you did it every day without fail, working out every day, you're dreaming every day, or you was working on your plan every day, do something at least one time every day and just do that all year. And I went as far as like the other day, I was just dreaming. I'm dreaming, supposed to have been working, but I'm dreaming. And I'm thinking about things that make sense to me, like, because I got a kind of mind where I have an analytical type of mind. So things have to make sense to me. So when I say a new year, new you, I'm going to give you all something to just think on, right? Now, we talked about the ownership and being a renter, that type of lifestyle, right? You got 24 hours in a day, which is 1,440 minutes in a day, right? You got 1,440 minutes in a day. Which equates to 86,400 seconds, right? That's one day. 24 hours, 1,440 minutes, 1,440 minutes, and 86,400 seconds in one day. Now, the way that you spend that one day, be it working out, we just changing one thing. Now you starting to work out. They say 30 minutes a day. So if you took 30 minutes out, right? If you worked out for 30 minutes a day, look, I want you to listen how low of a frequency that this is on, and people are preaching this and telling us this is what we need to do. And I just want to show you how low this frequency is. If you worked out 30 minutes a day, every day, forget that work 5 days and then you have 2 cheat days. If you worked out every day for 30 minutes, you would still have 1,410 minutes left in your day. 30 minutes out of 30 minutes. 30 minutes. If you read a book 30 minutes a day, right? You would be an expert in whatever subject that you read. You would be an expert in 2 to 5 years. You might say 2 to 5 years, that's a long time. No, it's not. Think about 2 years ago what you was doing. If you had started 2 years ago working out for 30 minutes a day, cholesterol would be better, your blood pressure would be better, your waistline would be better, everything, the way you think would be better. You wouldn't be at risk. Your heart, your internal organs would be better. Just 30 minutes a day. That's just one day. Now let's think about a year. In a year, you have 8,760 hours in a year. 8,760 hours in a year. In 1 year. 1 year. I said 30 minutes a day. You got 8,760 hours in a year. So if you started now in January and came up with a plan to do something like, I'm going to have the #1 motivational financial radio show in America, and I'm going to work on it maybe 5 or 6 hours a week, because I'm still on a lower frequency. But if I took it up a notch, so you know what, I'm going to spend 10 to 15 hours a week, right? By the end of the year, I would be in the top 10 nationally as far as radio shows because of the time that I spend working on just that one specific area, whatever. And that could be, now, let me take it back a step. That's positive or negative. Because if you're thinking negatively, if you're holding grudges, if you're still feeling that jealousy, if you're still envious, if you're still coveting things, if you're still worried about they invite you to this, you didn't get a chance to go to that. If you spent all your time doing that, guess what? You just eating up your time. And the thing about time is this. Once time happens, it goes away. It's just poof. It's just like when people pressing these little thumbs up and they go across the screen. Once they go across the screen, that's it. I'm not going to get that no more. So we got to start being good stewards, not of all these other things that we're thinking about, like watching TV shows and this and that and other. We got to start being good stewards of our life, right? Because you only got a set amount of time, and I'm giving you the numbers, and these are huge numbers. So I mean, if you think about it, it's like in a year you got 500,000 minutes in a year, 525,000 minutes in a year, 525,000 minutes in a year. So if you had 500,000 minutes to get something done, could you do it? I mean, could you change it? Could you go to the next level, as you said, or could you go to a higher frequency? Could you get to a higher frequency if I gave you 500,000 hours? 500,000 minutes. But you got to start tracking that kind of stuff. So when I say new year, new you got to change. Because here's the thing. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Yeah. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So like I said, this show is this, we just get deep with it. Nothing changes if nothing changes. I can't say it no simpler than that. And that's easy enough for you to remember. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So when you go out tonight, you get off the show and you say, oh man, he's this, he's doing that, or I'm talking about this, or I heard this on David Dirt Radio Show. The only thing you got to think about is that. When you get up tomorrow morning, nothing. When you go to bed tonight, do you have your goals written out? How did you spend the last 24 hours? Guess what? How did you spend the last year? How did you spend the last 10 years? Now, you don't want to get into 10 years when you start talking about a decade. 10 years ago. So let's use 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Right? In the last 10 years, you have, listen to this, in 10 years. So people always say, I don't have enough time. It's impossible. I'm too old. I can't do it. In 10 years, so look, let's go forward facing. So in the next 10 years, or 10 years from today, let's say 10 years from today, right? You do realize 10 years from today, in 2028, the Olympics are going to be in LA, right? So this is just to show you how people are planning already. The people who are on the Olympic committee, they are already planning 10 years into the future, right? The Olympic Games are going to be in LA. The Summer Games are going to be in Los Angeles, California in 2028. This is 2018. So what does that mean? That means that the people in LA, the committee, the Olympic Committee, They're already planning for this, right? So they have, how much time do they have to plan for it? They got 10 years. Well, how much time is that? That's like 87,600 hours. 87,600 hours. Now, there's a lot of books and a lot of research out there that says this. How long does it take a person to do a skill or be in a certain sport before they can become an expert or the master? How long do they have to do that, whatever that is? It could be anything, cooking, it could be skiing, it could be bobsledding, it could be wrestling, it could be entrepreneur, whatever it is. How long does it take for you to become a master of whatever craft that you're in? How long does it take? I mean, I can put something in the chat, you can call in. How long does it take? 10,000 hours. A minute. So you can go out and research it on Google. You could put it in there. How long does it take to become a master? Look, this thing, if you never took karate before in your life, right? You could go out today. If you spend 10,000 hours practicing, learning about the art, the martial art of karate, in 10,000 hours, you will be a master in karate. 10,000 hours. If you don't know how to knit or crochet, you can start today, and in 10,000 hours, you would be a master in the world. But guess what? I said it's 87,000 hours in 10 years. You only need 10,000 hours to be the master. But the key is what? You got to keep doing it. You got to keep at it. You can't do it, have some adversity, fall off. Oh, it ain't going to work. It's going to work. You just got to keep doing it. Just keep doing it. So that's what I meant by new year, new you. So hopefully that's, touches somebody's spirit. It's going to bless somebody, and it's going to help you to go to a higher frequency, because we're going to stop saying going to the next level, because I'm done with going to the next level. I'm trying to go to another frequency. So that way, as we get deeper into what's on this higher frequency, I can get in tune with God and spirituality and what's my number one purpose here. And my number one purpose is to make sure that I get to heaven. That's my number one priority. I mean, that's everybody's number one priority. However they want to put it, however you slice it, dice it, mix it up, forget about it, push it away. That's number one. And then whatever you want to put after that, keeping God first. Anything that you want to put after that, you good, because you got plenty of time to do it. So somebody like me, 50 years old, I done had 5 decades to be the expert. I done had 5 decades. So I done had 87,000 hours 5 times to be the expert at something. So it could be an expert dad, it could be an expert husband. Been married 26 years. So look, I done did that decade 2 times, 2.6, right? So I should be able to go out and be a marital expert, right? Because it ain't too many people that's been married 26 years to the same person. So I'm already in the expert. I'm in the strike zone already. So the same thing I'm saying to you all, you can start today. Start today. New year, new you. And don't let the year get into February and March and you find yourself like, falling back. I was talking to one of my friends today, and that's what he was saying. Like, man, I feel like I'm reverting back to what I was doing before. Reverting back? Nah, it ain't no going back. It's no such thing as being able to go back, because you can't go back into 2017, right? You can't even go back. You can't go back into 78 and 82. All them years are gone. The only thing you can do is go forward. So it technically is no way for you to go back. But in your mind, that's the only place that you can go back is in your mind. So I know it's a show on personal finance, but hey, we do it all here. We we treat mind, body, and soul on the Daily Bread Radio Show. The call-in number 678-381-1973, 678-381-1973. And with that being said, I got a shameless plug. Next month, my birthday's on the 13th. I'll be 51 on the 13th of February. But something that's even bigger than that is this. Next month, what's happening next month? What?
Black History Month.
Black History Month. Bigger than Black History Month.
Bigger than Black History.
Bigger than Black History. It's going to happen next month. Bigger than Black History Month. What's bigger than Black History Month? Bigger than that. What else?
Yeah.
No, ain't no yeah. You the goddamn producer. You the producer, man. What you mean, yeah? Bro, February, hey, next month, February the 20th, 1 year doing this. 1 year. 1 year. 1 year doing this. So we're going to be celebrating in February. You call it Black History Month, you call it whatever you want to call it. But next month, this is an anniversary of the Daily Bread radio show. And just to show you how you could take an idea, and then me and the producer, we was, talking the day before yesterday about things we want to do in the future and where we going. That's only 1 year. So I've been coming on here, we doing our podcast, we do our rent, but this is a platform. The thing I'm telling them is this: if I wanted to, right, there is no regulation in podcasts or radio shows that you do over the internet. You do realize that, right? Mm-hmm. There is no regulation. There is no FTC, nobody saying, well, you can't say this. We can do whatever we want to do, say whatever we want to say on here. We cuss, throw our hat, we can do whatever we want to do, right? Yeah. We can do whatever we want to do, because nobody's regulating it, right? But here's the thing, though. We only did it 1 year. Where will we be? Where's this show going to be 10 years from now?
Exactly.
10 years from now, I'll be able to look back and say, 10 years ago, I started this show, and it started, we was in this little office, we had our studio, and we was doing this, and this is just practice. I got to do this for 10,000 hours. No, I ain't saying nothing about no goddamn. You ain't gonna never get me to say nothing about no handsome producer, bro. We gonna let the men be men, let the women be women. That you ain't gonna never get out of me. Now, if you think so, and you tell yourself that when you get up in the morning, I look good, even if you, even if you don't believe, even if you can't say it with a straight face, I'm brutal. That's up to you, man. You do what you want to do, because that's you. You get up in the morning, look in the mirror, and say, I'm cute. I don't care, because you ain't going to get that out of me. Men going to be men. Y'all know how I feel about that. The women going to be women. But if you want to hear that, you say that to yourself when you get up in the morning. Start your day. You say, I'm cute, then that's cool. That's what you do. But you ain't going to get that out of me. even if you can't say it with a straight face. But happy belated birthday, man.
Appreciate it.
Hey, you try to keep it. You don't look a day over. Let me look at you, man. You don't look a day over 51. How old are you, man?
51.
I told you I should work at the fair, boy. I can look at the joker, boy. You look like it's been I won't complain. You need to play that. I won't complain. I've had some good days. Well, let me stop. Please. But oh goodness, I'm not gonna fool with you today, man. but well, okay, new year, new you. But yeah, we'll be a year in next month. So just think when the Olympic Games start, I'll probably have a show out there. I'll be interviewing athletes or having them come on the Daily Bread radio show.
Exactly.
But that's the kind of dream I'm dreaming. That kind of dream. I'm dreaming like, man, 10 years from now, shoot, I'll be a master at this. I have a big studio. It'll be something bigger than satellite radio by then, And I'll be a personality, bigger than Steve Harvey, because the internet is bigger than network TV. Because think about what I was just talking about, frequency. So you got to be on cable to get cable, but the internet, man, you can get people in China, Indonesia, Japan. I'm trying to get everybody in the world to know about the Daily Bread radio show. Everybody, because this is my platform to do and say and help and propel people into being their best self. And I'm on purpose. So the other thing I was reading and researching about the podcasting and the internet radio is like, do something that you're passionate about. I can't be more passionate, and people who know me, every day I'm talking about personal finance. Every day, good or bad, Some days I wake up, I wish I had some more money. God, dog, with these people, God, whatever. But other days I'm like, you know what? I'm a whole lot better than I was 10 years ago. I got a lot of stuff accomplished in the last 10. That's right, Cha-ching. I got a lot of stuff accomplished in the last 10 years. Graduated, me and my wife, working hard, scrapping. You know what I'm saying? We were scrapping, but we got 3 college graduates out the deal. So we've been doing something right, and that's just, what we're working on in 2018. Make 2018 bigger. You make it bigger. I know we got about 20 minutes. Number to the show, 678-381-1973. 678-381-1973. Call into the show if you got a question, if you got a comment, if you want to say something. And like we talked about, we need somebody to call up here, because I'm sitting up here looking at this 51-year-old man, and we in the studio. I don't know if they hear me, man. I don't know if they hear me, but if you got a phone, if you got a phone and you know the number, and we got it in the chat, 678-381-1970. Give us a call. On a serious note, if you want to talk about some personal finance, if you want to talk about budgets, if you want to talk about how to save money, and testimonials. I got a young lady on, she's on it. I'm not going to put on, out there, but I got a real strong call into this. I got a strong testimonial because one of the things I was thinking about as I was coming in is, one thing that you can do this year too is block. It's almost like you have to put in it's like a fuse or something. You have to put in something in your mind where you can block negative thoughts or things that, that fear. It's really just fear. You need to put something in place where it's just like, you put this thing in, it's almost like an antivirus, right? Like, say your computer keep having viruses. You need to put this software in your mind where, sometimes you can see or hear something, and the first thing comes in your mind is, oh man, shoot. I want to say something. But you could change your mind and say, and the same thing can happen to you. It'll be like, that don't even faze me. I don't even care, right? Maybe they having a bad day. I ain't got nothing to do with me. Just that quick. But it's a conscious effort to put that antivirus in your mind. And when you do that, the whole world look different. Even. Uh-oh, here we go. I ain't even gonna say it. Just trust me, the world looks different when you change that. You put in that antivirus. So, but definitely give us a call, let us know. And what I was saying, what I was thinking, or the thought I was having, I know I kind of swayed off my thought, but I was thinking about how many, have I helped anybody this year, right? Have I helped somebody this year? And is this show making a difference? Am I making a mark? But here's the thing that I realized. A lot of times you've helped a lot of people, and I'm talking to the listening audience. You've helped a lot of people. You didn't know it because it didn't come back to you like, hey, you helped me. But it could have just been a thought that you put in somebody's head and they acted on it. So I'm not here to get accolades and, I don't need the Heisman Trophy and all that good stuff. But the thing that I keep saying is this: as long as I keep sowing seed, I know that I'm impacting different people's lives because things will keep happening. I'll keep be able to do in my show, and then I'll be able to do it on an even bigger platform. Because what God wants to do is, He wants to take us, mold us in a certain way, and then when you're ready, He will promote you. Notice I didn't say your boss or your friend or somebody. He will promote you and put you on such a high level that people, when they see you, they'll be like, what? And when you say, they say, because people always want to know one question, right? How you did that? How'd you do that? I remember you was broken in. Oh man, you was broken in Cooter Brown. You ain't had holes in your shoes. Guess what? God did it. God did it. That's all you got to. God did it. God did it. If nothing changes, nothing changes. You just keep saying it over and over in your mind. Nothing changes, nothing changes. I am the one. Then you be like my producer, I am cute. You just keep telling yourself that over and over and over every day. I am cute. I don't care what they say. I am cute. As long as you believe it, you good. But on a serious note, that's what you got to do is put that antivirus in and start saying, I don't care what happened. And if something is being a challenge, I was listening to a young man today. He was giving a presentation in front of all of these different executives. And one of the executives, the man was nervous. He was doing this was the first time he was in front of all these executives. And he gave everything that he had in his presentation. He made sure all his slides was tight. He had all his data. When he finished, everybody was, oh, you did a great job. Oh, that was such a great job. And this one executive, you know what the executive told him? He was like, what was that? I don't even know what the problem. He said, matter of fact, I don't even know what you just said. He's like, you shouldn't even be up there. I mean, just ripped him to shreds, right? So I felt like, I said, ooh, God, hurt. Ooh, I hate that. Not hate, because I don't like that word, but ooh, that hurt me. He ripped him, right? But then I got to thinking, I had the antivirus. I had already put my antivirus in New Year's Eve. Put it in New Year's Eve. So 2018, I got a different plan for these jokers. So when I was listening, I was watching the presentation, and this was when I was at work. First thing I did, I said, ooh, he ripped him. But then, you know what the next thought? It came to me like in a megasecond. You know what the next thought was?
What's that?
He was the person that loved him the most. Because people who love you, they will tell you the truth. And he told this person, he told him the truth. You know what? And nothing else he did? He gave him the formula. He gave him the secret code to tell him exactly what to do, because he told him everything that he didn't do. You ain't do this. You didn't state your problem. You didn't say where you was going to get the funding. You didn't talk about the capitalization. You didn't talk about the return on investment. And return on investment is operating costs over gross. He told him everything that he didn't do. So what did I do? I said, oh, you know what? I'm gonna help this dude out. Because I was in this same program a year earlier, right? I jumped on my computer, wrote him a little email. I said, hey, you in this executive program, it may seem harsh, but that's part of being an executive, and it's part of being having growth. It's pain and growth. So when people bring you stuff like that, the first thing you say, oh, you telling me he a hater. No, he ain't no hater. He's giving you the formula. I said, you know what you should do? In my email, I wrote to this guy. I don't know him from Adam. Looked him up in the directory, but we work for the same company, and I felt him. I was like, ooh, they ripping him. I told him, I said, you know what you should do? You did a great job, but part of being an executive, part of being an owner, part of being a lead is being able to deal with challenges. I didn't even say adversity, challenges, things that you don't like. So I told him, I said, you know what you should do? You should take everything that he said and answer every question that he said to you. Answer every question. And when you come back in May and you do your final, you will shut it down. It'll be over. It'll be over. It'll be over. So I just had to get that part, because I was like, again, that was part of that antivirus. Because first I'm like, God, nobody don't want to feel like you embarrassed. Why would you say that in front of me and all these people? And we all competing, and but those are the people that love you will tell you, hey man, like I used to tell my partner in college. I had a partner in college. I love him. I ain't talking about, I'm not joking now. I'm telling you, this is real talk. I love him like we were blood brothers, right? But it took me almost two years to tell this man, bruh, you got some real goddamn challenges in your mouth. It took me 2 years. I wanted to tell him so bad. I said, God damn, but I didn't know how to tell him. I was like, man, if I tell him, it's gonna break his heart, because he thought he was, the man, and man, yeah, I told this chick. And I was like, ooh, boy, you got a goddamn battle royal going on in your mouth. But it took me. But when I finally told him, I felt better, because a lot of times we think we're gonna hurt the person's feelings. What we do, people, if you care about a person, if you say you love a person, you're doing them a disservice if you don't provide them feedback. And my producer just put in a peppermint. So I don't know if you feel this, but you didn't go to college with me, so it ain't you. It ain't you. Look, it ain't you, man. Look, I'm getting all sweaty up here. God damn. I love this. I love the Daily Bread Radio Show. But so that was it. And then my next topic I want to talk about, and I'm gonna run through these because we got about 15 minutes left. And if you want to call in, you got a comment, 678-381-1973. 678-381-1973. Give us a call. Let us know. Just say, hey, we're doing a good job. We're doing a terrible job. Give us some feedback. Give us some feedback. Let us know, so that way we'll know if we need to have it bright. And one thing I know we need to do back here, I'm going to get a banner, and y'all put some thumbs up. If y'all want to see the Daily Bread Radio Show and not the best jazz and talk radio, because we can't even see the top. If y'all want to see the Daily Bread Radio Show, put it in the chat. I want to see the Daily Bread Radio Show behind me, backdrop, because it'd be just like a real, you know what I'm saying? We'd be doing like we on TV, right? Like we on channels. But he don't want me. He want me to put DKM on here. But I'm gonna put DKM in a little. I'm gonna have his logo like this, and then I'm gonna have a big Daily Bread radio show. Look, man, look. They say they want it. Look, they say they want it. Let me see on your show. Man, they multitasking. Come on, hey, come on, Mario. Go on and say something. Go on and tell them thumbs up. You want to see the Daily Bread radio show back here. But we're gonna definitely do that. But let me go through these last topics real quick. We got 15 minutes left. And if I don't get through the topics, and I'm gonna be right here next week. I got next week. I'm gonna go ahead and start. I'm gonna do you all one better. Mark this down, and you can put it in your chat right here. February the 1st, the first day of Black History Month. The first day, we're gonna have a combined show. We're gonna combine spiritual talk with Minister Ricky Neal that comes on, and normally would come on from 6:30 to 8, and then I would come on from 8 to 9. We're gonna do a combined show. Me and Ricky, Minister Ricky, Minister Neal are going to combine our shows. February the 1st, mark your calendar. February 1st, we're going to be on from 6:30 to 9 o'clock. We did this show 2 weeks ago. The feedback was tremendous. People was going crazy on Facebook, and we talked about all kinds of topics. We're going to talk about personal finance, but we're going to talk about some real spirituality type stuff and stuff that's good food for the soul. You know, because we want everybody. We try to treat everything from a holistic standpoint, and we want everybody to be able to eat and be fed when they come and listen to our show. And it's just not a whole bunch of just nonsense. Brian Armstrong, I appreciate you. That's funny, man. I love the fact that you got senior on the end of your name, man. Because I remember you from when you was a little shorty, man. And I'm so proud of you. I see you doing your thing out there with your family and the Masons and everybody. So big shout out to Duval. I thought my homeboy was gonna call in. I got a homeboy that's I'm gonna go and put it out there because he said he was gonna call. Matter of fact, I should just text him and say, man, well, I thought you was gonna call into the show. But here's the thing, he has a dilemma, and I'm not gonna take a lot of my time on the Daily Bread radio show and share this dilemma with you all. But I'm gonna just tell you all real quick. He has a dilemma. Born and raised in Jacksonville, we ain't had no football team when we was growing up. We had the USFL with the Jacksonville Sharks. We had the Reigns and Reebok game every year, which is two high schools playing against each other. And then we always had the Florida-Georgia game. And then we wanted a football team so bad, right? So when the Colts first left Baltimore, they was going to come to Jacksonville. And we had this thing called Colt Fever. Everybody went out to the Gator Bowl. So we finally get a team, 1995. Boom, get us a team, got the Jacksonville Jaguars. We start doing stuff. Fast forward. We in a divisional playoff game, right? Jacksonville. We in the Jacksonville Jaguars. We just beat them sorry Buffalo Bills last week. Now we're going to beat Pittsburgh. We in it. Look, bruh, you a Pittsburgh fan too?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Anyway, I'm not gonna use my show up on this, but hey, he has a dilemma because he's from Jacksonville, right? But he's talking about he's a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And I'm like, bruh, now you know, got darn well, we ain't had no football team. But if you're going to act like that, guess what? I'm going to put you in that bucket too with them when we finish beating y'all this Saturday. Because mark my word, and it's on video, and I'm saying it right here, right now. If you heard it first on the Daily Bread radio show, the Jacksonville Jaguars are getting ready to beat the Steelers. I was getting ready to say something else, but it's a gospel show. The Jacksonville Jaguars getting ready to beat the Steelers. Y'all can call up to the show if y'all don't think so. 678-3819. I got a Steeler fan right here. I got one that just left. I want to hear from them next week. So y'all make sure y'all tune in next week and see what kind of, like my friend said, cockamamie. See what kind of cockamamie stories they come up with when they lose. So that was a sidebar, but Pittsburgh going down. So I'm running out of time, and like I said, if I don't get to all the topics, then we're gonna keep it going next week as well. So that's why I don't have to feel rushed because it's a platform. The other thing I wanted to talk about tonight was, do you know how to count? And I'm going to spend about 5 minutes on this because this, like I said, it's been a deep show. It's been a great show. We've been talking about a lot of good stuff. We talked about being an owner versus being a renter. We talked about, going to a higher frequency and just, the way we've talked about it, it's a new year and a new you. We talked about how much time that you have. Now I want to talk about do you know how to count, right? Do you know how to count? And what I mean by that is this. Do you know, I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and I want you to just at home, or if you're listening, I want you to just think about this, right? Do you know, here's a question for you. Do you know in 2017, do you know how much money you earned in 2017? Not ballpark, not like, oh, I made 215,000 and you really made 170,000, or oh, I made 75,000 and you really made 53,000. Do you know how much revenue you made in 2017? Do you know? Do you know that number? If you don't know that number, I'm actually, we got a caller. Calling you on the air with the Daily Bread Radio Show. What's your name and where you calling from?
This is Brian from Jacksonville, Florida.
Duval! That's what I'm talking about, bro. What's going on? What's on your mind, man? Hey, man. Hey, I was trying to tell him. I was waiting on our friend Brian Grover to call up here because you know he a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan, right? And I got a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan right here next to me, man. Right? But can you tell him what's gonna happen this weekend?
Hey, we're gonna shut the boys down.
Can you tell him? Hey, can you tell him what kind of party we gonna have when the AFC Championship game? Because you know New England gonna lose too.
Yeah.
Right? So when Tennessee beat New England, listen now, I want y'all to listen to this so that way you ain't hit on ESPN, you ain't hit on the NFL Network, you heard them on Daily Bread Radio Show. When New England lose this Saturday to the Titans, that's gonna put the Titans in the AFC Championship game, right? When we come on Sunday and beat the brakes off of the Steelers, right? Do you realize that the AFC Championship game is going to be where? In Jacksonville, Florida. It's going to be down in the Bengals. So I just want to put that out there for y'all. So y'all, for all y'all that don't know about the Jaguars, like when I wore my Jaguar shirt to the preseason game with the Atlanta Falcons, somebody was, what you wearing that for? I said, I'm wearing it because they didn't win the Super Bowl. They ain't know it at the time, but you got to be on a higher frequency. Because if you're on a high frequency, you can see that kind of stuff. You can definitely see it. Hey, Big D, hey, I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate the call, man.
All right. Love you, man.
Hey, love you too, baby boy. All right. So the question on the table is this, and we still got minutes. So don't think this kind of like when you in college or in high school. You know how your teacher asks you for the homework, and then they get distracted, and you think they're gonna go on to something else and forget. No, I got it. Look, I done wrote the answer to the question, right? So I'm gonna put the question back out there. And you know what? If you feel shy and you don't know the answer to the question, that's fine. You don't have to have everything up here. But I'm just giving you something that when you leave the Daily Bread Radio Show, that you leave knowing you got some homework to do. Okay? Do you know how much income, revenue, payola, bread, cheese you made in 2017? Do you know? If you don't know, go find that number out. Why is that important? That is very important because as you plan for 2018, if you know, and listen, let me back up. Take home pay, net. Don't go looking at your gross. Don't go looking at your annual salary. No, I'm talking about net. Net, N-E-T, net. I'm talking about net. Net is what you brought home because that's the only thing that you can plan out. Don't go planning out no gross money because you will be grossly mistaken. So I want you to go and look at and figure out what was your net income in 2017 and why is that important? That's important because you need to know. Oh, wait a minute. He trying to call. No, bro. Just 678 381. 1973. Raheem, he said the phone disconnected, man.
Just talk to the phone.
Oh, so we just talked to somebody. He said the phone. Look, he said the phone disconnected, man. He said the phone disconnected. He said he called. He said I need a good number. The one you says is disconnected. I don't know, man. Maybe it's almost. Maybe we headed that way.
We ain't worried about that. We ain't worried about that.
We ain't worried about that. That don't mean nothing. We still going over here, man. So the reason that's important is this. The reason that's important is because if you know how much you made. Oh, okay, Bubba D's still there. That's cool. I'm trying to get. Oh, okay. I'm trying to get Byron to call in, but you'll need to know that number. So let's just say for argument's sake, you made $75,000. We're gonna use a round number. Say you made $75,000. That was your take home, right? Your household take home. This is Joaquin Thompson with the Daily Bread Radio Show. What's your name and where you calling from?
It's your man B2.
Oh, shoot. Hey, man, you know, this like, this is like when you know how you used to be back in school and you be talking about a joke and say, man, if I see him, I'm going to slap that joke. And when you turn around, he there. Look, I just talked about you. I said, man, my partner's supposed to be calling up here, but he got a problem. But I was going to try to help him out tonight because he's from the crib. He's from Jacksonville, born and raised, north side. Look, all day. Dude, where you from, man? No, come on, bro. Come on, man. Really? Are you really? Bro, where you from? Okay. So you from the tribe. Now look, I told him you had a difficult situation going on in your life, and I got a colleague over here. But he don't have the same situation because he from somewhere. He ain't from Duval, so he all right. He a big Steeler fan like you. You know, got the drapes and got the carpet and you know what I'm saying. His interior, his car. He got on his Steeler hat today, and they got their jackets on and all that up here, right? But you got a problem, bro. You from the crib. You from Duval. So I just want to hear from you. And you really, you a sports professional. You got your own show, you know, and you a sports professional. So I wanted you to call into the show and let the listeners hear from you what's gonna happen this weekend. I want to hear from you what's gonna happen this weekend.
Oh man, the Steelers want revenge big time, man. They gonna get it.
Oh, the Steelers want revenge?
Oh yeah, they got something like big catch.
Hey man, B, I'm working on my. I don't have the sound bite, but I do remember after the last game. I thought Bill Roethlisberger said something like, maybe. What did he say? Maybe I ain't good enough no more. What did you say?
I get him next time.
Yeah,
No, he said no. I'll get him next time. He said something like, I don't know if maybe I'm not good enough no more or something. What did he say?
Right, something along those lines.
But we're gonna discard that. So y'all ready?
But if you fast forward, though, you know, we only had one other loss since then.
Ooh.
At least things have been put on up like Jordan Wheat.
Come
on.
Okay.
Hey, listen here.
Huh?
This is not for the same heart. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going down Sunday, bro.
It's going down? All right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you another question. Right? So when the Jag, no, I ain't gonna say when, because I mean, the Steelers got a fighting chance. They at home, right? AB just coming back. AB posted all the video. He in shape. He running around, running routes down in Miami with Chattel. I seen him, right? So he ready, right? And I know he was ready 3 weeks ago, but y'all ain't want to put him in the game. Y'all want to hold him. I understand. Y'all ain't have no need to. Why put AB in? But here's the thing. If something happens in the atmosphere and somehow, some way, right? If the Jaguars beat the Steelers, are you going to be ready to go to the big fish fry we're going to have down at Everbank, bro, for the AFC Championship game?
Yeah. I'm all in, bro.
That's all I want to know, bro. I just want to know if we gonna put all that aside, you gonna be down at the fish fry. That's all. Cause you know we gonna have the biggest crab ball ever.
Right. Yeah. I'm a man of my word. I'm gonna have to.
Hey man, that's all I want. I want it for the city. I want it for us, man. But I know, man, Pittsburgh is got their steeped in tradition, and I know y'all gonna have all y'all, you know, everything, all guns loaded, everybody ready to rock and roll, and I'm just looking for a good game. But you know, you the professional, sports commentator, so I want to bring you on so that way you can give us the real inside scoop on everybody, how it looks. So that's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
The X Factor Jaguars, man, and I said this all year long. I said this immediately following the Steelers game. The X Factor is Blake Bortles.
Ooh, yes, sir.
He does not want to give this cat his credit, man, but he has done nothing but got better throughout the season.
Mm-hmm.
He went from throwing 0 touchdowns over 3 games to just lighting up the scoreboard, man. Yeah, you have a running game, but what's a quarterback's best friend but a running game?
Yep.
So this dude is doing nothing short of what he needs to do in order to secure W. So that cat scares me.
Yep.
Any other factor, I'm good with. You know, I feel like, you know, we can kind of stop for that if we need to.
Yep.
Or whatever. And I feel like we can score the defense, you know, relatively easy because we got options. But Blake Bortles is a whole nother other.
B, you was doing good till you said that. You said you could score on the defense relatively easy. That what you said?
Well, no, I said we can get the score.
Oh, you can. You right. You right.
You know, after all, now Jaguars can be ran on as well now.
You right. You right.
Now they'll stop your air track now. They'll make you look pedestrian. And if you give them enough time, they'll get back there and sack your quarterback.
You right.
Well, what they suck at is they're not going to tackle any and everybody.
Now I think they was like low in they run defense. So
yeah,
they overall was high, but they run defense was low. So and y'all got Le'Veon and like to stop and start and do all these other little tricks. So
yeah, we love to run the stuff to pass. We love to do that.
Hey.
So yeah, you know, okay, go shut Brown down. That's fine. We got a Juju. Or you gonna shut Juju down? Well, that's fine. Mm-hmm. We got Bryant. You know, so you know, and we also got a Bell. So it's all good.
Okay. Sound like a true Steeler fan to me. That's what sound like a true Steeler fan to me. Okay. Well, tell everybody about the show, man. Tell everybody about the show and where they can hit you at.
Yeah, man. You can hit me on Twitter at BBG1, and the show is That's What She Said Sports. You can find us on Spreaker, also on barnburner.ca, which I'll be doing that show here shortly. The NFL Blitz.
Okay.
And you know, you catch your boy around town. Picture me rolling.
Man, let me sign off because I done take the listeners over a little bit, but I had to get you on, man. I love you, boy. Keep doing your thing, man. All right, baby. All right, baby. Hey, peace, brother. Hey, man. We had a fantastic show, but I can't let you all leave without getting the book of the weekend because it wouldn't be right if I did a show and didn't do the book of the week. The book of the week and I posted it on Facebook, but if you're not on Facebook, the book of the week is The Bank on Yourself Revolution. This is serious, right? We've been joking, we're having a good time, but if you're talking about going to a higher frequency, I would encourage you. Now, a few weeks ago, I brought you all The Banker's Code by George Anton. This book, I would recommend everybody to go out and pick this up, The Bank on Yourself Revolution. Because on the bank, yeah, the phone is disconnected. But The Bank on Yourself Revolution is I'm not going to give away the book, but what I'm going to tell you is this. This book is going to tell you about listen to what I'm saying to you, a guaranteed way for you to secure money for your future. Listen what I'm saying to you. Guaranteed. There's nothing guaranteed in the world but what? Death and taxes. Right? This book is going to show you a guarantee, because I would be doing you a disservice if I tried to go into the concept right now. So I'm going to bring it back next week again. But I promise you, if you see me on this broadcast, if you're looking at it again on a replay on Facebook, go and get this book, The Bank on Yourself Revolution. This book is so powerful that I don't understand why more people don't know about it. But I'm going to bring it to you, and I'm going to bring the concept to you. But it's called The Bank on Yourself Revolution, and the author is Pamela Yelling, Y-E-L-L-E-N, Pamela Yelling. Go spend that $16.95. This $16.95 plus the shipping and handling, change your life. It'll definitely change your life. Oh, look, my producer said you can get it for $11 on Amazon. So definitely, hey, when I bring you all this stuff, and again, for the listeners, because I know we got a lot of listeners that are new to the Daily Bread tonight, I'm talking about, I'm never going to bring you a book that I haven't read. I'm reading, I'm writing notes in the margins. And this book, this is a game changer. I'm talking about, this is a game changer for you, your kids, and your grandkids, and your great-great-great-grandkids. And the thing about it is this, is people in the world that know about this concept, that's already using it, they don't care if the stock market go up, down, or sideways. They only got one thing to say: I'm good. I'm good. And so I'm strongly encouraging you, definitely go out and get this book. So we definitely out of time. We kind of ran over. I want to thank you all for staying tuned in. Big brother Cuz, I see you on. Got Lawrence Benjamin, aka Laval. This is my spiritual producer. So I know we ran a little over. Make sure that you all tune in next week, 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. Tell a friend, because the stuff that we talk about on here, it's going to change your life. Whether you want to be a renter, you're going to be a renter, or you're going to be an owner. Are you going to be on this frequency, or are you going to a higher frequency? Are you going to be in this year and be a new you? Are you going to get off of that, I don't have enough time, when you know how much time that you have now, how much time and how many people are planning 10 years out? You're going to take all that off the table. And you're going to find out, if you don't already know, you are going to go and find out how much revenue you made in 2017, so that way you'll be prepared for 2018. Because if you know how much you made in 2017 and you know what your expenses are projected to be for 2018, you're going to be in a better position if you start thinking about that in January than December. I love y'all. We're going to go on and get out of here. I'll see y'all next week. Thank you for tuning in to the Daily Bread Radio Show. Share this with share it with somebody that you love. Let them know that we got some good stuff going on over here. If you know somebody, if you have some topics. And like I said, send me some feedback. You can put them in the comments. It's too much, it's too long, it's too short, it's too this. Whatever you want to say, put it in there. I accept the feedback, because the only thing I'm trying to do is be number one. Y'all have a beautiful week, and I'll see you all next Thursday. That song is so hot.
Oh,
Man, just make you, ooh.
man, go ahead, man.
Hey, that got song, man.